Hello Gate Sandra Dee, born Alexandra Zuck on April 23, 1942, in Bayonne, New Jersey, lived a life that was as dazzling as it was heartbreaking. Raised mainly by her determined mother after her parents' divorce, Sandra was pushed into show business almost before she had a chance to enjoy childhood. Her beauty and poise made her a natural in front of the camera, and by the time she was barely a teenager, she had become one of the highest-paid child models of her era, appearing in major ad campaigns and on the pages of national magazines. But the glamour masked a more painful reality. She struggled with anorexia from a young age, a battle she would fight for most of her life, and faced relentless pressure to stay thin. Still, her mother's dreams for her future kept her working, which led to her first film appearance at just 14 and Until They Sail. Audiences took notice, and soon she had a contract with Universal Pictures and was on her way to becoming a household name. Sandra's rise to stardom came quickly with hits like Imitation of Life and A Summer Place, films that cemented her image as America's innocent sweetheart and made her the perfect girl next door. She became iconic as Gidget, a role that would launch the beach party genre, and starred in a series of light comedies and romantic dramas that defined her career through the early 1960s. Her wholesome image made her wildly popular, but it also trapped her, limiting her ability to take on more challenging roles. By the mid-60s, as Hollywood shifted toward grittier, more daring stories, Sandra's clean-cut persona began to feel out of step, and her career gradually lost momentum. Off-screen, Sandra's personal life was just as complex. She married pop sensation Bobby Darin at only 18, and their relationship was both passionate and rocky. They had one son, Dodd, but the pressures of their careers and constant time apart strained their marriage, leading to divorce in 1967. Sandra never remarried, and those close to her said she never truly got over Darin, whose death in 1973 left her deeply shaken. Her later years were marked by declining opportunities and mounting personal struggles. As her once glittering career faded, Sandra withdrew from the spotlight and faced her private demons: anorexia, alcoholism, depression, and the trauma of childhood abuse, which her son would later reveal in his memoir. The death of her mother in 1987 sent her into an even darker spiral, and her health began to fail as her weight dropped to a dangerously low level. It was only through her son's intervention that she sought treatment and began the slow process of recovery. Though she briefly considered a comeback in television, it never came to pass. In 2000, Sandra was diagnosed with kidney failure, forcing her to give up drinking entirely and undergo regular dialysis treatments. She lived quietly, surrounded by her son and a few close friends, until her passing on February 20, 2005, at the age of 62. Though her final years were marked by suffering, Sandra Dee is still remembered for the warmth, innocence, and charm that made her an icon of an earlier era, and for the courage she showed in facing her pain, her struggles, and the pressures of a life spent in the public eye.